This is Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. It's a sprawling city home to more than 4 million people. People who ride the bus to work and school. People who go to the mall. People who, on the weekend, go to the beach. And here is one of those 4 million people.
By names, I'm Stella Emmanuel Mush. I'm living at Dar es Salaam, specifically Sinza, which is in Temeke district. I'm married with 1 kid and my husband is Justice Victor. Currently, I'm working with Muhimbili University of Health and Allied Sciences as an assistant lecturer.
If her life sounds familiar, that's the point. Stella is part of Africa's growing middle class. And being middle class in Africa is something that's often overlooked by the Western media, who focus instead on the more sensational issues affecting the continent, like war, famine, and corruption. But over the past 3 decades, by some measures, the middle class in Africa has tripled to about 30%. That means more jobs, more security, more opportunities for people like Stella. But what does middle class really mean? Is it just a label that outsiders assign to make sense of a complicated culture and economy? Does it really mean that, on average, things are getting better for most Africans? Before answering that question, let's take a step back. For Stella, her class status, however defined, wasn't necessarily an inevitability. Growing up in northern Tanzania near Kilimanjaro, her family didn't have much money.
So even the house we were living was not that much good, because the house was a hut house which was made up of banana tree leaves from the roof up to the ground, and I can imagine by that time we were even sleeping with the snakes inside the house without knowing that.
But her father saw that education could offer better opportunities.
And he said, "My daughter, I have to look a nice school for you because I'm seeing you have a talent, you are bright, I don't want to lose you up."
Stella went to a couple of schools, then to college to study nursing. She got her bachelor's and then a master's and then a job at the university. And today, her life looks pretty different than it did when she was a kid.
I'm employed by Mohas University, and from Monday to Friday, I have to be in the office from morning to evening. So the only days I'm off in the week is only Saturday and Sunday.
After the community prayer, Stella and Justice go to the market together to get food for the week.
The name of the market is known as Mabibo. I go to that market, first of all, it's a nearby market, and second, it's where I get a lot of good stuff which are still fresh, as they are coming from different places all over Dar es Salaam, even the other regions.
The African Development Bank has defined the middle class as someone who spends between $2 and $20 per day, which is a pretty wide range and does not guarantee financial security. And that's why plenty of experts have raised questions about just how fair this middle class assessment really is. Anyone in the middle class, anywhere around the world, faces challenges, and for Stella, it's no different.
You know, as our economic status is still a problem. The salary I'm getting is not enough to run the day-to-day life basic needs. So I have to save little.
Looking at Stella's life, does it really matter how we define middle class in Africa? Is this label really determined by how much one spends, or what one owns, one's education or job? Or can it simply just be defined by one's hopes and dreams and the determination to make them come true?
I have a dream of one day to be called a doctors in midwifery practice, or in other doctors in nurse or midwifery practice. So one day I'll be happy to see myself being called Professor Stella. Are the objectives clear? Are we together?